What's up, guys? I just wrapped up another episode from the Meet the Author series on the LaRae show, covering Jowan Smith, a local entrepreneur, a creator, an author, and a philanthropist. Jowan is continuing to elevate in her craft and the work that she's performing every day, from businesses to books. She's doing a ton of amazing work. I'm excited that she stopped at the LaRae show to share just a little bit about what she has going on and to talk about our Meet the Author series. So you guys don't want to miss this episode. Again, the Meet the Author series, highlighting and showcasing amazing authors and creative writers who continue to elevate, who continue to inspire, and who continue to be vulnerable in how they share their stories.
Hi, I'm Jowan Smith, and I was just on the LaRae show, a part of the Meet the Author series. Make sure you tune in.
So welcome to the LaRae show. I'm super excited to have a special guest with us in the building, Jowan Smith, entrepreneur, author, community activist, woman of color who is just an amazing role model to young people like me, even though I'm not that young, but I've definitely seen so much of your work on social media within the ecosystem in the city of Cleveland. And this is my honor and my privilege to bring you onto the show and the platform to share a little bit more about what you have going on.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm just excited to be able to continue to grow with others that are in this space and try and make a difference here.
You are making a difference, to say the least, and I feel like our time together is way overdue. I know we wanted to connect in the past, and so I'm really excited to connect officially on something that's very passionate of mine, a passion of yours, which is the Meet the Author series, spotlighting local authors, creative writers, about the work that you're doing. And
the CEO of Getting Our Babies to College 101 and my nonprofit 1000 Ties, and I'm also the author of 4 children's books. Getting Our Babies to College 101 is a parent-based educational consulting firm where we help with families, empowering them with access to resources to be an advocate for their children. So in a lot of situations, parents kind of feel left out, or they are left out. So what we do is we teach them how to advocate to help their children get prepared for whatever it is after high school. So whether that's college, trade school, or military, whatever that looks like, we work with those parents. And then 1000 Ties is a nonprofit organization that came about from me watching my son teach himself how to tie on YouTube. And so what we created was an organization that embraces young men, teaching them ways to eliminate barriers, starting with something as simple as a tie. So we do life skill workshops, we have a mentoring program, we believe in community service, so all of our young men are required to do community service. And so it's just been a great way to embrace our young men and to help them and to create, just great ways to eliminate barriers for them. So writing, I actually stumbled into writing. Never planned to write a book. I'm a person that when I experience something or I go somewhere, I take lots of notes, and I'm always doing research, so trying to find different ways to help families or help children. And so when I went on this college visit with my son, I was just taking notes of everything that my grandson saw. And as I'm writing these notes and seeing how much fun he had, and I'm thinking like, this conversation needs to be had, because even if your child does not choose college, we know college is not for everyone. Everyone should have that experience of at least going on a college visit. And so I had the honor of interviewing Margaret Bernstein from Channel 3, and she asked me, had I ever wrote a book? And I'm like, no, I don't write books. I help families. I don't write books. That's not my thing. And so she said, have you ever took extended notes on something, or you ever journal? And so I told her, yeah, about my experience at the college. And she said, that's a book. She said, I'm going to edit it, and you're going to put this book out. And so from that point on, it was like full speed ahead. Like I think of books in my sleep. I have like 20 books on back stock ready to go, because I use real life situations. So everything about me is real life. I'm not nothing against people that write about dinosaurs and dragons and sorcerers, but our kids don't see that. So my goal is to let our children see themselves in the characters and different experiences that they can or will have.
So we're gonna jump right into it, to the books that you have. I want to learn more about, what does this all mean to you? Like, why children books, and share a little bit about what it means.
So all of my books are about real life people. I've kind of had this big vision. I have a huge family, but my goal is to feature every person in my family in a book. Like I have a huge family, so big task ahead of me, but I want to make sure I show real people doing real things, people that the children can connect with. I always tell people like the Zakari series, he's like the new Curious George. So we're gonna forget Curious George, we're doing Zakari. I just told a group of kids that the other day, no more Curious George. So everybody will grow up with Zakari. So the first book he's going to college, then he goes to the carnival. I didn't even mention this, but in the carnival book, I actually feature a local police officer. Well, she was a police lieutenant, wow. Sergeant Leon. And so our goal with the book was to show young people what to do when they get lost. So Zakari gets lost in the book, but he spends the day with this police officer. So one of my big goals with that and with my work is to try and repair this relationship with the community and police officers. And I felt this was a great way. So not only is it a police, but it's a police woman. Wow. So now we're showing little girls like, hey, you could be a police officer. So with mine, I want bells thinking about everything, like, oh, she talk about that, oh, we talk about that, and hitting on a lot of different things. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to share lessons because every book has a lesson, and also to share my family with everyone.
Right, and so like me, I have a large family. So you not only, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, am I right?
Yes,
4 amazing books that are available now. And where can folks like find these books at?
So my website, jowansmith.com, or you can get Walmart, but Walmart been selling out of my books pretty hefty.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
It's not, but like I got 2 people send me a screenshot, they couldn't get it off Walmart. So Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble, okay, and Amazon. But if they get it from my website, you get an autographed copy.
Ooh, so you know you got to get that autographed copy. So high demand for the ice cream book.
Right, they love the ice cream book.
I'm sure, because most kids love ice cream, right? So it applies to kind of what they are craving most likely in class.
Yes.
When they're supposed to be listening and like, well, this ice cream, and I know the pictures are great as well too, and then they get the color with the coloring book.
Breaking down those generational barriers, those generational cycles of poverty for me is major. If we can show children themselves in a situation, that it will open doors. A lot of times I hear, high schoolers say, oh, nobody in my family went to college. Oh, nobody in my family did this. But if they see it, then it becomes possible to them. Everybody kind of gets stuck in this box where, we have to follow this pattern or whatever happened. But that's not working. That's not improving our community. That's not creating opportunities. That's not helping their family build generational wealth. And so that's what we are trying to do now with our youth, having them understand what generational wealth is and how do you accomplish that. So for me, 1,000 Ties, we're teaching young men how to eliminate barriers. I have young men that have won scholarships. I have one young man that won a full scholarship to college. I have one that's a full-time model. Like, you can still see him in the Abercrombie and Fitch window. Like, our young men are accomplishing things. I have young men that have got admitted to their dream high school, admitted to their favorite college, sports teams. Some of our mentors that they connect with, they build lifelong relationships with. So I had one young man the other day call me. He's like, Miss Smith, I got all A's. And so stuff like that, it's like, it's working. We might not see, major things initially, but as they continue to grow and continue to build these skills and understand networking and the importance of that, then for me that's key. So I just love being able to connect people, create opportunities. Even with like my mentors and my vendors, we're creating platforms or opportunities for local organizations, other nonprofits. So for me, it's so much bigger than just the work that I do. It's about opening doors for everybody. If we can get in those schools and add these different programs, different things that we had when we were in school that they don't have now. We have to give them the tools. We can't expect to put them out there and they just figure it out. We have to give them the tools.
I love all this. So how can folks get connected to you and continue to learn more about what you have going on?
So on Instagram, it's author Jowan Smith. They can find me there. On Facebook, author Jowan Smith. If they want to look up 1,000 Ties, it's 1000ties.net. That's the Cleveland, that's the real one, that's the original. 1000ties.net. is our website. They can learn more information about that. They can sign up for our mentoring program. They can make donations. We're always accepting Thai donations. If they want life skill classes, they can also register for that on the 1000 Ties website. So it's 1000ties.net.
.net. I love it. Which is why I wanted to put together this series. The Meet the Author series, spotlighting amazing stories like yours. Although it's just a short glimpse of really what you go through day to day, I wanted to create a space that honors the work that's being put in. This is something you just like don't wake up. Maybe you wake up and do, but it's a process to do this. And we talked before we jumped on camera or online was, folks try to replicate what you're doing and they don't really know that there's a purpose, there's a destiny, there's more within you of a source that allows you to move forward. That moving forward we talked about, it's not something you wake up and do. And it was so great that I was like, you were one of the #1 people I wanted to reach out to get you a part of this series because I've seen your journey by afar, but a little bit close up too, and seeing like, wow, I've seen the growth in who you are, and now what you're open, like the gates are just like flooded with everything coming your way. And so it's an honor of mine to open up my platform, LaRae, and with the Meet the Author series. I hope this is not the last time, but the first time that we were able to work together and collaborate and say, okay, this is another idea I have. I want to be able to do this. And so thank you for joining the show and opening up and being vulnerable with me and with the platform. I really do.
Thanks so much for having this platform. This is huge. I've been speaking a lot lately about the lack of platforms for authors, especially authors of color. Mm-hmm. There are not a lot of opportunities for us, so if there isn't one, you have to build one.
Right. So the pain, right? The pain that you talked about earlier, it's real. It really is real, and building out LaRae ultimately was to create something that we are able to share our story and take ownership in the narrative, because like many times there's always the negative of what's happening in our community, but there are great things. I mean, you are involved in 3 huge things that are happening in the city of Cleveland, but is there enough spotlight on that? No. The answer is no, and it won't be until we take more ownership and saying, no, we're going to create things that spotlight us, that feature us. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to create this space. And Meet the Author series is obviously dropping my own book, but saying, okay, who else is out here, and how do we share our stories and uplift our voices during this time? So it's exciting.
Awesome. It's awesome. It's needed in ways that probably won't be even seen for years to come, but we need opportunities like this because our voices are so small. Yeah. The world is so big. It just means I'm not giving up. It's gonna take a lot more to take me out. So by any means necessary, I'm gonna get as much work done as I can while I'm here. That type of mentality, to have that faith to do it, then that's what you have to take. It's time to make some table shake. Yeah. I'm known as a table shaker, so whatever by any means necessary to create opportunities for myself and for others and for our families.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again. You guys have been tuned into LaRae Show featuring Jowan Smith, author, entrepreneur. I want to say serial entrepreneur, obviously, a nonprofit leader, and an amazing just overall leader and woman inspiration for all the work that she's doing, but had the time to stop by and chop it up with me on the LaRae Show. So thank you so much for joining us, and I'm looking forward to continue to share all the amazing things that you're going to do and that you are doing and what your future holds. So thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. You guys know I'm mic'd up with LaRae, and I'm signing off. Peace.